What? Wait, what? Hi guys, I'm Toby from Tropical Research and I design sewing patterns. And this time I've made a little free pattern and it's called the Tropical Dream Mask. It's a PDF tutorial and a printable pattern. The pattern looks something like this and you can make two different styles of sleep mask. And in today's tutorial I want to show you how to make the double-sided style. So, if you're looking for a fun sewing project, something that is great for scrap busting, let's dive right in.
Here's what you'll need to get started. First things first, the Tropical Dream Mask pattern, and then I have the tutorial on my iPad. It's a PDF, so you don't have to print it, you can just check it like this. Then we need 2 pieces of fabric. So I have my scraps here. I have this lovely blue one, which is an ice-dyed linen. And then I have this kind of pink, orangey one, and this is an ice-dyed cotton. We also need bias tape or alternatively ribbon for the ties. Then of course we need some thread, fabric scissors, optionally paper scissors to cut the pattern out, and pins. So guys, on top of this, you will also need a sewing machine. And it can be a big one like this, but it can also easily be a small and convenient compact one like this. So there's actually 2 different styles, and today we are going to make the double-sided style. So I want to grab my paper scissors and cut along the dashed line. And let's physically mark the notches. So we want to notch our middle here. And then of course the sides. This is where the ties go. And now let's cut our fabric. So now we want to take our pattern piece and find maybe the nice motif, like this area looks good. And you can either pin or you can roll cut or you mark it. So I personally like to mark. So the shape is here, and now I will cut it out with my scissors. And let's mark these notches. Just a little snip. And then another one. It's the same story. I have this piece. Let's see where the pattern looks the most interesting. So this area is pretty. Also very good as a little weight. Now that we have our 2 main pieces here, we can focus on the ties. So I have my 2 strips of bias tape here, but it's not folded yet. So if you have store-bought bias tape, it already has the sides tucked in. Let's quickly do that. This is the wrong side of the bias tape. I made this one, so there's a little seam here. So first step, give it a quick press again to make it all nice and flat. And now let's fold it in half with the wrong sides facing. If you want, you can keep it a little bit better. So, and now let's unfold this again. Yes, feels counterproductive, but now we have a beautiful straight line. Now we fold our raw edge here towards the middle, and ideally not all the way, leave a little millimeter of space here. So one side is done. Let's flip it around and do the other one. And then let's fold it back. Give it another quick press.
So guys, now we have our ties here and one here, and what we want to do now for a very nice finish is fold one side in. So one of the ends should be tucked in, and then we're gonna pin it all together, and then we can bring it over to the machine. So let's stitch our ties. Let's start at one of the nicely finished ends. Reverse. And we come to the corner and we pivot. Now make sure your edges are nicely on top of each other. Align if necessary. And this end we leave it as is. Just open. So, and one more time. So guys, now we have two ties. And let's go over to the table and I will show you what to do next. We got our ties, we have our mask pieces, and now let's bring them together. So now we have our fabric, the right sides are facing up, and we have our ties. So let's grab one of them. Now we want to identify the open end of each tie. So this is here and it goes to one side. Give it a quick pin, and then the other one. Now what you want to do is fold your ties a little bit up like this, so they're in the center of it all. Something like this. And then we take our second layer and place it with the right side down. And now use the notches to pin it all together. So first things first, I have my pin here, so I'm just gonna swap it so I get the whole thing. So now it's all nicely pinned, and then when I'm sewing I want to leave a little opening right in the middle. I'm just gonna mark it roughly, and we can put pins exactly there so that this area here will stay open. So let's bring it over to the machine, and then we're gonna stitch around with 1 cm seam allowance except for this area. So 1 cm seam allowance. little double thingy, and let's bring it over to the table and I'll show you what to do next. So now I have my mask here. Let's snip the ends here, so no tails. And now let's snip into the seam allowance and take little triangle pieces out. Little pizza slices. This will make the curve later on much prettier once we want to turn everything around. Don't cut till the stitches, only just about to the stitches, but not all the way in. So stop right before. So that's what that looks like. The straight bits we don't really need to snip into. And now let's flip it outside out. Ideally, you want to find your ties in here. Here's one. Here's the other one. And then slowly but surely pull it by the ties. So, and now let's finger press it a little bit in shape first. So this is our opening. Let's fold that in. It somewhat folds in anyway. And now let's just roll the seam until it's all nice and smooth. So quick press. One side and another side. And now we have to close this little opening. And the easiest way is actually to just top stitch all the way around. And then we also reinforce our ties a little bit. So I actually want to start at a corner where it's not showing too much, like here. And then I just want to go the width of my footer. So let's give it a final little press. Make it nice and flat. So I did mess it up a little bit here, but all in all, sweet dreams. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching my video. Please don't forget to like, possibly subscribe, or even leave a comment. Thank you guys, and bye-bye. So go to my website, www.tobiasconrad.com, and check out the free pattern. You can find it in my boutique section with a lot of other free stuff like cargo pockets or easy side seam pockets.